In the competitive gaming landscape, Marvel Rivals has quickly become a fan favorite, carving out its place as one of the most successful and exciting games of the year. At its core, this title brings together the best elements of fast-paced combat, strategic depth, and iconic Marvel superheroes, creating a perfect storm that appeals to both casual players and competitive enthusiasts alike. Whether you're a die-hard Marvel fan or just looking for an engaging multiplayer experience, Marvel Rivals has something to offer. What makes it stand out in an oversaturated genre is its tight, crafted controls, fluid combat mechanics, and the sheer joy of playing as your favorite Marvel characters in a way that feels powerful yet accessible. But it's not just about the gameplay. The game capitalizes on the growing hunger for better Marvel stories, especially after years of spin-offs and stories weighed down by political messaging or uninspired storytelling. With Marvel Rivals, you get to experience the raw power fantasy of playing as Spider-Man, Thor, or any of the other iconic characters with combat systems that are as varied as they are fun. In this video, we'll explore how Marvel Rivals became the success it is today, why it resonates with so many different types of players, and how it's filling a void in the shooter genre that other titles like Call of Duty and Overwatch have left wide open. Let's get into it. At its heart, Marvel Rivals draws clear inspiration from Overwatch, the game that set the gold standard for team-based hero-driven shooters. Much like Overwatch, Marvel Rivals features a diverse roster of characters, each with unique abilities, roles, and playstyles, demanding strategic team compositions that require careful thought and teamwork. The two games share this core concept, where players are encouraged to work together to secure victory, whether that means capturing objectives, defending positions, or eliminating the opposing team. However, Marvel Rivals introduces a fresh twist by utilizing a third-person perspective rather than the traditional first-person view in Overwatch. This change provides a more immersive experience, allowing players to feel more connected to the characters they control. The ability to visually track enemies and the battlefield from behind your character brings a sense of agency that some first-person shooters simply can't replicate. The third-person perspective also opens up new possibilities for combat and strategy. In Marvel Rivals, players are not only thinking about where to shoot, but also where to position themselves and how to use their environment. Overwatch might have its own set of tactical elements, but the camera angle in Marvel Rivals gives you a much broader awareness of the field. This small but crucial change makes it easier to dodge incoming attacks, launch surprise moves, and work with your team to corner enemies. By offering a more fluid, dynamic control scheme, Marvel Rivals enhances the strategic layer of the game, allowing for a different kind of depth than what Overwatch typically offers. Whether you're playing as Spider-Man swinging through the map or Captain America blocking incoming fire with his shield, the third-person view naturally gives you more options for navigation and combat. Another key difference between Marvel Rivals and Overwatch is how the games balance power and accessibility. Overwatch was designed to appeal to a wide range of players, with a focus on accessibility for casual gamers while still offering depth for more competitive play. But Marvel Rivals takes this to the next level by introducing deeper and more varied combat systems directly tied to the characters themselves. Every hero in Marvel Rivals plays drastically differently. For example, Black Panther is all about agility and quick close-range attacks, while Doctor Strange offers a more strategic approach, manipulating magical abilities from a distance. This distinct difference in playstyles doesn't just add variety, it gives players the feeling that they are truly inhabiting their favorite Marvel hero. This sense of power fantasy is something Overwatch does well with its colorful cast, but it doesn't have the same level of depth in terms of how characters fight and interact with the world. Also, while Overwatch focuses on a relatively consistent playstyle across all its characters, Marvel Rivals leans into the individualism of its roster, making each hero feel truly unique. This difference in design philosophy gives Marvel Rivals a more dynamic and engaging experience. You don't just play Marvel Rivals to win, you play to experience the thrill of embodying your favorite superhero, each with their own set of powerful abilities that require mastery to wield effectively. Additionally, Marvel Rivals doesn't just throw a diverse set of characters into a generic shooting framework. It integrates each hero's unique abilities into the core combat mechanics, ensuring that no two characters feel the same. This contrasts with Overwatch, where while every character feels different, they all operate within the same combat parameters. Marvel Rivals does a much better job of aligning the character's personality and style with their gameplay, ensuring that you feel the full impact of each action. Whether you're laying down explosive attacks as Iron Man or using Thor's Mjolnir for crowd control, Marvel Rivals and Overwatch share a lot of core elements, but Marvel Rivals takes the hero shooter experience to a new level with its third-person perspective, more intricate combat mechanics, and deeper connection to the individual dual powers of Marvel's iconic characters. While Overwatch set the foundation for team-based hero shooters, Marvel Rivals stands out by delivering a more dynamic and more personalized gameplay experience, giving players the thrill of stepping into the shoes of their favorite superheroes. This approach doesn't just offer an exciting game, it lets players feel the true power of these heroes in a way that's rarely been done before. And while gameplay is key to its success, there's another major factor fueling Marvel Rivals' popularity, something that goes beyond just mechanics and design: the untapped potential of Marvel's iconic characters and the demand for fresh, engaging superhero stories. One of the most significant factors behind Marvel Rivals' success is its ability to tap into the immense power of the Marvel brand. For years, Marvel has been a global cultural phenomenon, with its characters and stories spanning across comics, movies, TV shows, and games. Fans have long been enamored with superheroes like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, and Marvel Rivals capitalizes on this deep connection. The game not only brings these characters to life in a new and interactive way, but also appeals to the desire of fans to experience more from their favorite superheroes. With the current state of Marvel cinematic and television offerings often criticized for being lackluster or bogged down by political messaging, Marvel Rivals steps in to fill the void and deliver what fans have been craving: well-told stories and authentic character experiences. Over the past few years, Marvel's focus has been on spin-offs and content with political undertones that has alienated many fans who simply want to enjoy the classic superheroes they grew up with. From the underwhelming Eternals movie to just about every Marvel TV series recently, they have all strayed too far from what made these characters iconic, and audiences have been increasingly vocal about their frustration. Marvel Rivals stands out because it avoids these pitfalls, staying true to the essence of the beloved superheroes. The game's character-driven narrative is built around what fans love most: action, humor, heroism, and the occasional heartfelt moment. Every battle in Marvel Rivals feels like a mini cinematic adventure, allowing players to experience the type of superhero action they've been longing for without the interference of forced messages. What sets Marvel Rivals apart from other Marvel games is how it seamlessly integrates the Marvel universe into its core mechanics. The characters' abilities, personalities, and even their interactions with the environment are all in sync with their established traits in the comics and films. For example, playing as Thor feels exactly how you'd expect: a mighty warrior capable of commanding lightning with his enchanted hammer Mjolnir. Similarly, Spider-Man's web swinging and agility make him feel like he's leaping across buildings with fluidity and grace, reflecting his acrobatic style in the comics. The level of detail in each character's design and gameplay mechanics allows players to experience their favorite heroes in a way that feels authentic and exciting. This depth of character engagement, combined with Marvel Rivals' innovative approach to combat, delivers a power fantasy that fans didn't realize they needed until they experienced it firsthand. By giving players the opportunity to live out their superhero fantasies, Marvel Rivals has tapped into an ever-growing demand for superhero games that provide more than just a story or simple combat mechanics. The game provides an immersive experience where every character feels uniquely powerful, and the variety of heroes allows for endless combinations and strategies. Fans don't just want to play as any superhero, they want to embody the character, feel the weight of their actions, and immerse themselves in a world where their favorite Marvel Universe heroes can shine in new ways. This is where Marvel Rivals takes a significant step forward, offering something that many previous Marvel games have lacked: an experience that is as varied and dynamic as the characters themselves. As we look at the game's success, it's clear that its use of Marvel's iconic characters is a major selling point. But it's not just about the characters themselves. It's about the types of stories and experiences fans have been craving. While the game's mechanics are solid, the way it connects fans to their favorite heroes in a deep and engaging way ensures it's a standout in a market filled with superhero titles. And as the shooter genre faces a shift, Marvel Rivals stands out not just because of its gameplay, but because it's delivering exactly what many fans feel has been missing in recent Marvel projects: fun, engaging stories centered around the characters they love with no strings attached. This integration of the Marvel brand into Marvel Rivals has sparked a renewed hunger for superhero games that offer both quality gameplay and rich storytelling. And in a market where shooters have struggled to find a balance between casual enjoyment and competitive depth, Marvel Rivals' ability to satisfy both is setting the stage for future success. But the success of the game isn't just rooted in its characters, it's also about how it manages to fill a much-needed gap in the shooter genre that other major franchises have failed to address. The modern shooter genre has gone through a lot of changes in recent years, and as a result, a gap has opened up that many fans feel hasn't been addressed, until Marvel Rivals came along. Traditional shooters like Call of Duty and Overwatch have evolved into large-scale franchises that, while popular, have increasingly shifted their focus toward monetization and live service models. These changes have caused some gamers to feel disconnected from the essence of what made these games great in the first place. Fast-paced, skill-based combat that encourages both teamwork and individual mastery. Enter Marvel Rivals, a game that offers a fresh take by combining the intensity of a shooter with the rich, varied gameplay that makes superhero games feel empowering and, more importantly, fun. The problem with many modern shooters is that they've become diluted by an over-reliance on battle passes, microtransactions, and convoluted progression systems. While these aspects may work for some players, they tend to alienate others who simply want to jump in, enjoy the game, and test their skill in a fair and balanced environment. Marvel Rivals addresses this issue by focusing on the core gameplay. Tight, fluid combat mechanics that are easy to learn but hard to master. The game's combat is accessible to newcomers, yet there is enough depth and strategy to engage competitive players. This balance between casual fun and competitive satisfaction has made it a standout in a genre where many games feel like they're catering to one group at the expense of another. Another critical way Marvel Rivals fills a void in the shooter genre is by introducing a unique approach to character abilities and combat mechanics. Unlike traditional shooters where characters may feel similar in terms of abilities, Marvel Rivals ensures each hero's skills are deeply tied to their identity, making every match feel distinct depending on who you choose. For example, playing as Doctor Strange opens up unique strategic possibilities with his spellcasting abilities, while a character like Black Widow relies on stealth and agility to outmaneuver enemies. This diversity creates a dynamic experience where every character plays differently, allowing for endless strategies and team compositions. It also means that players are encouraged to experiment, mastering different characters to unlock a range of tactics that can be applied in various game modes, whether in competitive play or casual matches. Perhaps most importantly, Marvel Rivals offers a shooter experience that doesn't feel stale. Many shooters today have lost their spark because of a lack of innovation or by catering too much to their own wallets at the expense of the player base. Marvel Rivals, on the other hand, brings a sense of fun back to the genre. Sure, there's plenty of room for skill and strategy, but you also get the freedom to enjoy playing as your favorite superheroes, with abilities and powers that make you feel truly unstoppable. Whether you're swinging around as Venom, commanding turrets like the Punisher, or unleashing Hulk's raw strength, the combat feels visceral and satisfying in a way that other shooters often fail to capture. This approach is a welcome return to the idea that shooters can be both accessible and challenging without the need for grueling, frustrating mechanics that demand perfection. The success of Marvel Rivals is not just about innovative mechanics, it's also about timing. The shooter genre was in need of a fresh, exciting title that offered something different without leaning too heavily on the repetitive tropes that many players have grown tired of. Marvel Rivals arrived at the perfect moment, when players were craving a new experience that could fill the void left by Call of Duty and Overwatch, while offering something deeper and more engaging. What Marvel Rivals has done is bring back the thrill of competitive gaming, all while offering the chance to immerse yourself in the world of superheroes, something many games today have struggled to do effectively. Having successfully filled this void, Marvel Rivals has carved out its place as one of the most exciting and accessible shooters in recent memory. But as much as the game shines in its design and mechanics, its success also hinges on the overall experience and its ability to deliver more than just tight gameplay. It's about giving players the chance to relive their childhood dreams of being superheroes. That level of engagement, paired with its innovative combat, makes Marvel Rivals a true standout. Marvel Rivals has tapped into a deeper desire for power fantasy and genuine excitement, drawing players in with more than just gameplay. In the end, Marvel Rivals has proven itself to be more than just another hero shooter. It's a carefully crafted experience that blends the best aspects of tight, fluid combat, the thrill of playing as an iconic superhero, and the perfect balance between casual enjoyment and competitive depth. By leveraging the Marvel brand, Marvel Rivals taps into a deep well of fan nostalgia and desire for engaging, authentic superhero stories, something that has been lacking in recent years. While many traditional shooters have become bogged down by monetization and repetitive mechanics, Marvel Rivals stands out by offering a fresh experience that keeps players engaged, whether they're casual gamers gamers looking for a fun match or competitive players seeking depth and strategy. With its varied roster of heroes, each offering unique abilities and playstyles, the game never feels stale, and players are continually rewarded for exploring new strategies and mastering different characters. Ultimately, Marvel Rivals is a shining example of how a well-designed shooter backed by a beloved brand can revive excitement in a genre that has felt stagnant for too long. It captures the essence of what it means to be a superhero while also delivering the kind of gameplay that competitive players crave. As the game continues to grow, its future looks incredibly bright, with endless possibilities for new heroes, maps, and gameplay modes that will keep players coming back for more. Thank you all for watching this overview of my thoughts on why Marvel Rivals has exploded onto the scene and is dominating the competitive gaming landscape. If you enjoyed this video into Marvel Rivals and want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and lets me know you want to see more discussions on your favorite games. And as always, remember, it's only GG when you win.